Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Holly wakes up with one thing on her mind while Tate balks at an occasion because of his parents while running through the domain. Alex literally bumps into Kristen, who's speedwalking. When she asks Alex about Jeannie Teresa Donovan, no kidding? Is that really her name? He informs her she moved back in with Brady. He recounts Teresa chancing the engagement ring he bought, but no way gave to her. Indeed, though he thinks he loves her at times, he realized proposing could be a huge mistake because of her recovery. Kristen mocks him, assuming he just got cold bases. And now, it's to forming up her chance with Brady. Alex calls her delusional if she thinks she stands a chance at getting back together with him. Tate wears a serious expression while holding a wall phone's receiver to his observance. At John and Marlena's, Brady brings Teresa coffee in the living room. As they bandy their horrible visit with Tate, Teresa ignores a textbook from Alex, but eagerly answers a call from Tate. Over his kick, she puts him on speakerphone. Tate says a spot opened up for him in a halfway house in Salem. He's telling them because Justin told him to, but he doesn't want to go. Nicole and EJ bolt up awake in bed upon hearing Holly call out for her mama over an examiner. They rush into the room where Holly lies in bed with her eyes open. EJ rushes to call Sarah as Holly weakly asks Nicole if the party ended. More meet the good Croaker's new med pupil in front of Sweet Bits in the square. Chad peers down at Sarah, who sits alone at a table. Chad finds Sarah eating alone in the square. As he sits with her, they bandy the fire and the kitties. When he asks about Xander, Sarah fiercely defends him. She's confident he's seen the light and has changed. Chad knows the light is her. Sarah counters that it's Victoria, but either way, they need EJ to believe he's changed as well. EJ calls to tell her Holly woke up. Sarah rushes out. Over the phone, Tate angrily tells his parents he doesn't want to be close to them because they didn't believe in him enough to fight for him. Teresa implores him to give them a chance to prove else. He says he'll suppose about it and hangs up. Brady blames Teresa for Tate's station. Chancing out she knew about the cold letter he wrote to Brady is what set him off. Further Everett's Jekyll and Hyde story holding a confection bag in the square, Chad embraces Stephanie. She leans against him with her arm hanging at her side. In the square, Chad comes upon Stephanie asking Tom and Alice's shrine for advice on what to do about Everett. Chad awkwardly interrupts and tells her he knows about Everett. You mean, Bobby? He hugs her and asks if she believes him. Stephanie doesn't know what to believe. He invites her to accompany him to the Horton house while he takes Prince for the insurance adjusters. In the domain, Kristen insists to a suspecting Alex that if she wants Brady back, she can make it be. She's going to Brady's right now. And if Alex wants his bed chum back, he'll be there too. As Brady and Teresa fight at John and Marlena's, Kristen knocks on the door. Pretending surprised to find Teresa there, she snarks at her. When Teresa leaves the room, Kristen gives Brady the taped-together card Rachel made for him but ripped up. Brady appreciates the gesture. Kristen suggests he tell Rachel in person to show their son they can work effects out. Except they no way do, he says. Kristen thinks they can try harder. When Brady ushers her out, he finds Alex on the other side of the door, just as Teresa returns to the room. Further, two of the voice rivals are engaged. Alex tries to explain himself to an icy Teresa, egging Kristen to suggest she and Brady go get a coffee. Brady counters that both Kristen and Alex leave. As the foursome bicker, Tate calls Teresa. He agrees she can put him on speaker as he tells his parents he's agreed to go to the halfway house in Salem. After hanging up, Teresa and Brady excitedly embrace. Alex and Kristen glower. In Holly's room, Nicole tells the confused teen she was hurt and was in the sanitarium, but she's home now. Holly again asks if the party ended. EJ returns, and also latterly, Sarah shows up. After examining Holly, Sarah intimately tells Nicole and EJ that she looks good, but she'd like to do further comprehensive tests at the sanitarium. When Nicole goes to get Holly ice chips, EJ meanly thanks Sarah for coming. He knows he's not her favorite person right now. Sarah tensely tells him she's there for Holly, not him. She defends Xander, but EJ retorts the data aren't on his side. When Nicole returns with a coliseum of ice, she discovers EJ's left wing and Holly's resting. Sarah notes it's hard to attune EJ, the doting step pater. With EJ, Fed.A. who refuses to consider Xander might have been framed. Nicole knows the verity will come out. Holly stirs awake before falling back asleep. Sarah is confident she'll make a full recovery, but will presumably need physical remedy. Since they both with men who live in the Slate area, Nicole offers to hear if Sarah ever needs to talk. Sarah may take her up on that. Further, for Paulina to live, someone must die. Chad and Stephanie pensively face each other in the burned-out Horton house living room. At the Horton house, Stephanie sensations over the fire damage. When Chad brings up a memory of Abby in the living room, he apologizes. Stephanie assures him it's fine because not only was Abby her kinsman, but she and Chad are musketeers now. They talk about how the kiddies are managing before Chad takes out his phone for Filmland. Chad gets a call from EJ, who tells him Holly's awake. Chad's thrilled. EJ also relays there's nothing new about the firebug, but vows to keep on it. After hanging up, Chad tells Stephanie about the phone call he got hanging him during the fire. He has no doubt it was from Clyde. He also shows her the armchair that was touched by the fire. They joke about not wanting to touch it, thereby dirtying it. He relays that Julie is going to rebuild around it. EJ returns to Holly's room after Sarah's left wing. He wraps his arms around Nicole as she tears up over Holly coming back. Further, can OA trust his new love on FBI? Stephanie playfully reaches out to touch the pristine arm president in the burned Horton living room. Chad smiles behind her. Next, on Days of Our Lives, Eli and Lonnie come home and Ava and Steve admit word on Trip and Wendy. Clyde's captivity break plot villain demands help with Statesville escape. Days of Our Lives, DOL, spoilers reveal that Clyde Weston, James Reed, will decide he's done running effects behind the scenes at Statesville. Now that so numerous reservations are swirling about his medicine operation, Clyde may worry that the Bobbies will crack down on the people enabling him and limit his power. Also again, perhaps Clyde will simply want to be a free man again now that his medicine operation is growing. Clyde could get further accomplished if he was on the loose, and he could enjoy life a lot further if he was in capture, too. Whatever the case, Days spoilers say Clyde will compass a captivity break and demand some help with it. DOL suckers can anticipate Clyde to deliver and claim to Ava Vitale, so she might be forced to take the lead on this Statesville escape scheme. It would make sense for Clyde to offer a trade his freedom for the release of Trip Johnson, Lucas Adams, and Wendy Shin. Still, also Clyde may advise that both Trip and Wendy will face a grim outgrowth if Ava doesn't cooperate. Stephen DiMera has been enough busy trying to deal with Harris Michaels, but Clyde might need his backing as well. It could be a situation where Clyde requires all hands on Sundeck. Anyhow, Days say Clyde will make sure all the arrangements are in place for his imminent captivity flight, which will move forward on March 8th. This isn't the first time Clyde has broken out of the slammer, so it shouldn't be too hard to pull everything off, especially with all the people he's blackmailed into helping him. Days spoilers say Clyde will be eager to put Statesville in the rearview glass, so he'll hope his plan goes off without a hitch. Will Clyde manage to find freedom and inflict annihilation on the outside coming? What will it take to eventually stop Clyde's reign of terror? Days of Our Lives spoilers say Clyde will inescapably face a major takedown sooner or laterly.